I'm Ali.
I'm Mark.
And together we are Ali and Mark Travel Tales. Welcome to this edition of Summary of Ship from our recent Cunard cruise on the QM2 from Southampton to Hamburg.
Indeed. So we're going to talk about some topics about the ship. We've got 7 topics we're going to talk about, and the first one is the ship itself.
So QM2 is an old ship, and as that she is a little bit tired and worn around the edges. However, I would compare her to that old sofa, the one that you absolutely love, and when you sink into it, it just engulfs you, because that's what she kind of does, is engulf you in nostalgia, and she's definitely a floating museum.
Yeah, I would agree. She is a bit of an old ship on the side of things, but apart from that, she's lovely. I think what modern ships have over her is the technology, but that is something what I'm sure they could address, and they've got on the other ships as well. And I think they just want to leave that as as Ali says, a bit of a museum, or a bit more traditional. So you have to ask for things instead of everything being at your fingertips.
So we've decided that we're going to score each of these categories out of 5. So for the ship, we are going to give the Queen Mary 2 a 3.5.
Which, yeah, 3.5, which we think is fair. Next thing we're going to talk about is the cabin. We have got a cabin tour which we're going to put on in the not so distant future. Just a quick brief one about what we thought of the actual cabin. But ourselves, another summary. Cabin, yeah, it was good. Again, a couple of things missing really was the USBs and the lights. The tech in the TV wasn't there, and very limited on movies and channels, we thought. What else?
I think we had a obstructive view, and that no way influences our score at all, because to be fair, we knew what we were booking when we booked it. One of the added bonuses about booking a balcony is you get a free, whether it be half a bottle or a whole bottle of sparkling wine in the room, which is obviously a very nice tick. The bathroom,
shower curtain,
yeah, slightly smaller than the shower curtain, and yeah, it was a nice room, but let's say there were certain areas that were a bit small, and so because of that, we've scored the stateroom, as it's called on Cunard, 3.
3, yeah. Next thing is service and staff. Can't fault them. The staff, as soon as you walk on board, they're around you, trying to help you, trying to give you stuff, asking if you want a drink, if you want food. They're really, really, really good, attentive, the staff. The only thing with the downside of it, Ali, which was?
Well, we didn't really see our stateroom steward at all. And
we know he'd been in though, because there was chocolates left on the bed.
Yeah, we did. That was it. But we had room service for breakfast, and then the next day it took a long time to clear the plates away. And also I think we had some banana left over, and I left it out for him to get rid of because I didn't know the best way of doing it. And again, that was there for longer than we would have liked. So
to the fact that we put it outside the door in the end. Yeah.
So all in all, staff very cheery. Can't do enough for you.
Always a smile on the faces. Always a smile. For ones who didn't have masks on, majority did have masks on, especially in the restaurants. But some of the staff walking out didn't have their masks on, especially at the planetarium. When she was talking to us outside, obviously about coming in and giving us what was going to happen, although she didn't have a mask on. But was always smiling, always got a smile on the face, and always said hello and good morning, good afternoon, and all the rest of the things.
So our score for the staff is, and service in general, is a 4.
4, very good, very good. Food, a topic close to our heart.
Cunard is definitely a cruise line for foodies. I would suggest it was outstanding.
Very, very good.
In all of the restaurants that we ate in, and we stuck with on this cruise to the complimentary ones, didn't we? So
yes, we comment on Veranda. Where is it? Veranda, is it? The Veranda, the steak one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't really comment on that. We walked through it a couple of times, and it looked very nice. The menu looked very good, but we didn't eat in there.
I guess that's when you're on a 4-night cruise, there is not the time to do everything, so we've just prioritised. But yeah, the only thing that let down the food was we ordered room service one night when we didn't make it to our hot chocolate, and
what were we calling it? What was it? Research?
Yeah,
for research purposes, we had to order room service.
And yeah, I was not that enamoured with it, to be honest.
I had a club sandwich, which was okay, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Very good with the fries. And you ordered mac and cheese, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And considering we've been earlier on in the day of mac and cheese at one of the lounges, and it was exceptional, you looked forward to ordering it again, didn't you? At the for room service. And it was like different ends of the scale. It was like the first one we did was glorious. The other one was not quite as good.
So for that reason, that one tiny glitch, food is going to score 4.5.
Yeah, if they'd have got that room service right, they'd have got a 5.
Yeah,
they really would have. It was phenomenal. Food was phenomenal. Entertainment. As we were talking generally about entertainment around the ship. So obviously in the main theatre, in the bars, and just generally around the ship. We think it was quite good, very good in fact.
There's so much going on. You get your planner each day, and there really wasn't a gap in it from the lectures. Interesting one on the Titanic is probably not quite the one you want to see when you're on a cruise, but really interesting, absolutely.
Very good, very interesting.
Very good,
very good.
To every venue had something going on, a music playing or a quiz, or there was just not a chance where there wasn't any sort of entertainment. And the shows, again, even though there was a little glitch on the last performance, a technical hitch with the stage, when they came back, it took them 5-10 minutes to fix it. When they came back, they were outstanding. So
it was like moths around lights, one where you could hear some music or something going on, and you just like drifted towards it to see what was going on. Especially the violinists in the atrium. They also had a harpist.
Oh, they did have a harpist.
Harpist, is that called a harpist? Plays the harp? Yeah, harpist. Yeah, she was very good as well. What we could. It's very quiet though. Playing the harp is very quiet. Oh, okay, that's fine.
So yeah, so for that, top marks for entertainment, 5 out of 5.
Definitely a 5. Yeah, one of the best entertainments we've seen at CNET for us. Very good. Next one, we split this one into 3 parts. So it's the other facilities on the ship. So we're on the wellness centre, the pools and the bars themselves. So we'll just talk a little bit about the wellness centre first. So that includes the spa and the gym, which is an area we like to go to. I know it's not everybody likes to go to the gyms and the spas, but that's one area we always like to go to as well. And we can say we've been on many ships, other ships we've been to, and we've roughly been on the bars, and the bars, we've been in the bars definitely, in the spas and the gyms.
I'd say when we say spa, we're talking the thermal suite, which you do pay extra for. There is an extra charge on it, which on Queen Mary 2 isn't that bad for the time and what you get. It doesn't include any treatments. It's not something that we
can't really comment on
we
can't comment on the treatments.
Yeah, that has to be a really special occasion.
Yes, especially some of the costs or something. Yes.
But yeah, so
the pool itself, the spa area, very good, plenty of lounges, 2 dry and 1 wet sauna inside there. But the pool itself was large. Inside the pool itself, they've got a little hot tub, a standing hot tub in there in the middle of the pool. They've got a hot tub off to the side as well. One thing we've seen, which I don't think we had seen in other places, is a disabled access crane, if you want to call it, hoist to get people.
It's not a crane.
It's not a crane, so it's a hoist. It's a hoist to get people in and out, which we haven't seen that many in many other places.
So yeah, really impressed with that. Again, a bit tired around the edges. Yeah, but the amount of miles that she's doing backwards and forwards, you do kind of get it, but it's you can
for the size
it's clean
of it,
and it's tidy, but you can see that she needs a little bit of TLC.
Other spas or wellness or thermal suites haven't got as many lounges, I would say, and that had plenty of lounges for people to sit in. In fact, so there's so many, for everybody. The changing facility is really good. Inside, nice and bright and airy. Nice simple lockers. Just put your phone numbers in, and it looks fantastic. The gym area.
You like the gym?
Yeah, the gym area was good. Plenty of machines. Plenty of weights in a smallish area to do some free weights, but the machines were very good. A couple of them were broken and had do not use signs on them, but there's plenty of choice for doing running, cross trainer.
The only thing I would say is the layout in the gym is a little bit, I say weird is probably not the right word, but where you've got the ship pointing one way, the runners are going along the side, and then you've got people sort of walking around the promenade, which is fine. But then when you look out, your ship's off to one side going that way, so you realise you're not running towards the front of the ship, which for someone like me
running
is
direction,
a little bit sensitive.
Yeah, running in the direction you're travelling.
Yeah.
You're going off at the side. So if the ship was to be a little bit rocky, you'd be running uphill and downhill quite well without using an incline. So to run it, it's probably, I would suggest maybe to run the way you've got. That's other gyms have used that way, haven't they?
Yeah, but it's probably the space and it's the only area we've got. So overall, we've given sort of the wellness facilities a 3.5.
3.5. So pools, we didn't use the pools, only this one in the spa area. So we're not really going to comment on the ones outside of there. There is plenty, especially at the aft, which is a very nice aft. As everybody says, the Queen Mary does have a very nice aft. But we didn't use them. There was plenty of hot tubs there, weren't they? And there was
the pavilion, which is the one in midships, was always very popular.
And there was always people in them. So obviously they were very, very.
So we haven't scored that. So we just need to consider that as well at the end as well.
So we'll swiftly go on to a very good hobby of ours, the bars. Very good. Yep, plenty of them around. Golden Lion was really good. The lounge, what I can't say. Corinthian Lounge was very good. The Queen's Room, fantastic. What a beautiful room. What a beautiful size. The nightclub, G32, very good, very good. 2 levels as well, split over 2 levels.
Genuinely, there's enough venues around the ship to get a drink. Again, they've all got some sort of entertainment going in. So yeah, and the drinks are different, but I still think if there's a drink that you want, they will go and get it from a different bar. So yeah, overall, again, bars.
Obviously, the cost as well. We'd say we was on a 4-day, so there wasn't a drinks package, unfortunately. But if you were going for any longer than that, I would definitely recommend for the bars to have a drinks package. Definitely.
Depending on your situation. Yeah. Obviously, if you don't drink a lot, and not having a drink package kind of forces us not to.
They do say it's London prices, but I don't know where in London they're getting their prices from.
Yeah.
Because it is a little bit steep. And they put the surcharge on top.
Yeah, don't forget the surcharge.
Yeah, please don't forget the surcharge on top.
So overall, bars, there was plenty of seating in all of them. Unless there's an event on which is popular, which is usually the quiz, so get there early for that. But we've given them a 4.
Yeah, 4 for that. Going on to our last topic, tech on board. There isn't an app.
No, you log into the Cunard's own onboard intranet, so it's on their Wi-Fi, so you don't need to do that. And it doesn't always work. You can't always get a signal in your stateroom. You know, there's dead spots in the ship, which is probably to be expected. So, and if there's a lot of people on, then it does struggle a little bit because it is built into their sort of internal mechanism.
Yeah, and there's no interactive TV in the room either, so you can't check your balance, book anything on the TV in your room, which is a bit of a shame. I thought, if anything, if you don't have an app, at least have that. So, on that note, on the tech side of things, have you got anything?
Yeah, no, I'd say, I mean, for me, the tech really didn't sort of spoil the cruise.
No.
We've been on other cruises that have got apps and they don't work very well either. So,
naming no names. Princess. Yes.
I think anyone that's got an app, it just depends on where you are. So, yeah, wouldn't put me off again. So we scored the Tech a 2.
Yes, unfortunately. So that made a grand score of 32.5 out of 50.
So Cunard gets a thumbs up from us, and yeah.
Yes, it was very good. So, why did we book this cruise, or like the company we went with? So why did we do that?
So I'm going to blame my father for this one. He wanted to try a different cruise line. We wanted to try Cunard. So we saw this one. We would have liked to have gone slightly closer to Christmas, either caught the Christmas markets or the ship all decorated, but we couldn't with other commitments. So that was really the main reason, was a taster to try out Cunard for both of us. Yeah. We've got our own different reasons. And that's why we picked this cruise. And that's why we have this giant picture of the Queen Mary 2 behind us, because my dad said to Mark, do you want a picture? It's about this big.
Not knowing it was a 1 in 10 scale of the actual ship. So if we just look behind us, you can actually see the smallest poster in the world, with all the text broken down on QM2, which is a bit of a memento, I suppose. But if anybody wants to know anything about the QM2 or in pictures, just give us a call or write it down in the comments below, and we can show you on our small poster, shall we call it.
Yeah. So moving on from that, what did you think of the ship? I know we covered some of it in our scoring, but
it's an older ship, but she was built for going across the Atlantic, and she does that very often, and you can tell signs of her doing that. There's a little bit of rust here and there. She's a little bit old here and there, but that acts character. As Ali said, it's like a big dressing down that wraps round you when you walk on board, and it's full of tradition, and it is really, really nice.
Yeah, and I think I'd agree with that. We've been on brand new ships, haven't we? Nearly new ships, and they come with all the dazzle and the sparkle. But there's just something quite comforting about Queen Mary 2, and you feel like you're part of that history. You can imagine, like in a bygone era, how things might have been. So yeah,
if I could just have one word, it would be quality. Yeah. Everything's quality on board. As soon as you walk on it, it's quality service, it's quality food, it's quality, everything around you is quality. So that's probably the best way to describe it. Yeah. So your best meal. We haven't got that long.
No, my best meal would have to be the last gala night in the beef Wellington.
And
we love a beef Wellington, and it's not something we often get at home, so it's always a cruise favourite.
I did like our seafood platter.
Oh yeah,
seafood platter, which was very nice, and the pulled pork flatbread that went with it.
So your lunch in the Corinthian, and mine would be the final gala.
That was very nice. So, worst meal.
Oh, well,
this is quite hard. Well, it's easy for you, this one, isn't it?
It's easy for me. It's the macaroni cheese from the room service on the last night.
I'm struggling to find where we had a bad meal, apart from the room service on the last night. I can't really say I had a bad meal on.
But that's good.
I did have a mouthful of your mac and cheese, but I don't really call the class that as a meal, just to prove. Well, I know you thought it wasn't very nice, but I can't really think of one. Yeah. So, best entertainment, Ali. What do you think your best entertainment was on there? Not me running around in my budgie smugglers going down to the pool.
No. I think the Broadway rock show again on the gala night, even though the others were outstanding, and I did like the Irish duo in the Golden Light,
Brendan
and Shane. But we were sat quite close to the speaker, and those high pitched notes were hurting my ears a little bit. So for me, it would be that last show in the Royal Theatre.
Yeah, I think for me, again, the shows were excellent, absolutely excellent. The harmonies and the professionalism of the singers and dancers was amazing. But the Revolvers on the first night.
Oh yeah.
The Revolvers on the first night. It was a 60s theme, obviously songs, which is way before our age group. So I was a bit apprehensive and thinking, oh, we're going to sit there just tapping my foot and just going through the motions. But really, they were really engaging. They were the artists, and I thought that was probably the best one I saw.
So, next question for you, Mark. What would be your things to watch out for when on board?
So, things to watch out for on board. One of the, not quite negative, but one thing to watch out is the service charges for your drinks, and well, for everything actually. There's a service charge on top of that, so I would watch out for that. Another thing, a good thing, go find Homer Simpson.
Yeah.
And we're not going to say where he is because it's part of the challenge, and those who know. When they've seen him, most people do take a picture of it and put it on social media. So some people might already know, but that's always a good thing to go try and find. Took me about half an hour.
I think it
to
was
find
longer
him.
than that.
Yeah,
it really was longer than that.
And that's with or without glasses. Yeah, it did take a while. Planetarium, I would go see that. It is the only one at sea. Even though it's looking a little bit dated with where technology is nowadays, lasers, drones. I think it's done with projectors, and obviously projectors is way back technology as it is. But it is still very good, and it's a tick at the end of the day to say that you've been and seen it, and it was good.
Definitely watch out for the bridge opening. There is a secret door off at 12. They do advertise it on your TV, so it's so everyone is aware, but watch out for that because it is really quite interesting. There's a lot of history in that area.
But don't take a camera.
But yeah, you can't take pictures.
You can't take pictures in there.
One key thing to watch out for is if there is something going on in one of the venues, get there early because there will be a queue. And that one thing we noticed was the quiz in the Golden Lion that was 9 o'clock and the afternoon tea in the Queen's Room,
which I'll discuss in a minute.
Yeah, they were very popular. And again, the planetarium, you're meant to book. However, you can turn up, and if there is spaces, they will then fill the spaces up. So yeah, if there's something that you want to do, get there early because a lot of things are really popular, so there is a queue.
So we've got our next question then. Overall best thing. I know what mine is.
For me, the overall best thing, I'm not gonna lie, it's the lack of tech, and the fact that I had to put my phone on aircraft mode and then didn't have any Wi-Fi. You can buy a Wi-Fi package, we chose not to, but that is what attracted me to cruises in the first place. And some of the more modern ships, you feel compelled and you need your phone to look at menus and book things and all the other good stuff. So you've got it on. Whereas this, that for me is I could totally switch off and relax because I didn't need my phone on.
For me, afternoon tea, food.
Oh right.
Afternoon tea, fantastic. Silver service, white gloves, all the rest of it, fantastic. One good thing which we thought was really good, especially with waste and this, that you don't get the trees. Where we can try cake stand. They bring round and ask what sandwiches you want, so you just eat what you want to eat, which I think is a really good. It saves on waste, and you drink loads of tea. Your cup is never half empty. So if you need to go to the toilet often, you may want to sit by the door because you really do get plenty of food and tea. And we were stuffed at the end of it, and we tried all day not to eat anywhere else, and failed miserably. But we tried to save ourselves, and it was a gala night, and we had to go to gala evening meal after that as well. So, but that for me, afternoon tea was one of the best things. I think to actually see it.
So leading on from that, what would you say was your overall worst thing?
So worst bit, even though I said earlier on it was a tick for the planetarium, I think with the tech, there was seats broken inside. When the seats went back, trust me, they want a lot of room for some people because the seats went right back and it was nearly perfectly on your lap for some people. I just think the planetarium, even though I said it was a tick, and I enjoyed it, I just think inside it was the worst thing we did. And then I don't mean that nastily either, because it was good. It was really, really good. But if I had to score anything what we did, I would say it was the planetarium, unfortunately.
I, on the other hand, can't comment as I felt queasy, shut my eyes and fell asleep.
And snored and dribbled.
I did not snore, nor dribble. My worst thing, I think would be the disembarkation, because they give you a lot of information and you take your cases the night before, which is brilliant, and then they give you a time. But because we were late, and then they say stay in your stateroom, so you're in your stateroom, but you got to listen for the tannoy, and we got a bit confused as to whether or not it had called our colour, because it would seem that they do is they put the bags out as they come off the ship, and once they're done, those colours are then called to disembark. So you kind of...
I'll just go about that. Our colour was cream, but it was a hint of pinky cream. So that's why I think we got a bit confused, wasn't it? I don't know if we'd been called.
No, because I think we couldn't work out if they said cream or green
green,
over the tannoy.
And pink. It was the colours were not very good.
And we'd been sat there a while, and that's the thing, because if you're in a area, then you all kind of disembark together, or you can see other people moving, and it is that kind of unknownness of what was going on.
I did like the fact that you could stay in your stateroom.
Yeah, that was good. But
so
you get to the point where you go, have we been called? Haven't we been called? We've been here a while.
Time's dragging on.
That kind of, so that was probably, and that's only a very small part, that was the worst bit.
So our next question then, who would like this cruise? Apart from us.
Anyone like us?
Yeah. We want to stay on.
Yeah, I think this cruise would be liked by the majority of people, in all honesty. Short 4-dayer, give you a taster. One thing obviously the QM2 doesn't have, as I call the slides and the water parks and the sort of family attractions, but there is a kiddies area, and there were children on board.
There was.
And one of them was giving their mum a bit of a history lesson, which was really cute. So, when it's sort of, I'd say foodie. If you're a foodie, you would, and you want to experience Cunard but don't want to commit to maybe slightly longer, then this would be absolutely ideal. Yeah, so that's...
Yeah, I agree. So would we book again? This is the big question. Would we book? I know your dad has. Twice. But would we book again? I think we would. Because I think we would really like it. I think we'd have to go for a drinks package as well.
We've spoken about doing a transatlantic as a bit of a bucket list, sailing out of New York, and what always got me was going across the transatlantic, how I would feel motion sickness, movement of the ship, etc. But I did not really suffer at all on this cruise, and with that has given me the confidence to kind of think, do you know what? We could do that. Don't know when it'll be.
But we would certainly, and it would be certainly a transatlantic. Just obviously sailing to New York, which is apparently that's a tick list as well. Apparently, sailing
and the shopping,
and then sail up from the shopping. Yeah, so that's obviously we're going there and back. So we're doing 2 transatlantics then to take it for that. Maybe. So yeah,
definitely book with Cunard, and definitely book Queen Mary too. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. Our aim is to bring you more of this content and content from other travels, whether it be cruising or other trips that we go on.
In our van, in our camper van.